Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the FearFans podcast. I'm your host, Don Elmy, and with me is my co-host, Nick Millet. And we are back after I just returned from my vacation up in Wisconsin. And so, yeah, ready to get back. And I've been wanting to discuss this topic, this show, for quite a while now. And it is Wednesday, the Netflix series. And yeah, I introduced this to Nick because both of us are fans of the Addams Family.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's ironic to bring that up, in fact, because this talk about Adam's family. Uh, my mom actually recently saw a musical that was involving the Adams family just a few days ago, which was directed by my brother's best friend. Unfortunately, I was unable to make it, but from what I've heard, it's got some great reviews, and my mom also told me too. Obviously, being a musical and obviously being the Addams family, you have to have, of course, the theme song involved. She said when they were playing that theme song, that classic one, as we all are familiar with, they were all clapping, So I heard it was a lot of fun. So it's kind of ironic that we're talking about Wednesday when a musical was just a few days ago over here.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh man, yeah, this show. I'm surprised that it took this long for this to happen for Tim Burton of all people to be involved in Wednesday, because Wednesday is like gothic, macabre, it's like the sort of thing that was just right up his alley with all the amazing gothic style work that he's done.
Right, exactly.
Yep. Hey DJ, good to see you. Hello Sarah, and like there's so many great things about the show that got me hyped. First of all, Jenna Ortega as Wednesday. I remember previously seeing her in the Babysitter sequel that was on Netflix, and also seeing her in the Scream requel.
Yep.
The fifth Scream movie. Yep. Yeah, where she played Tara Carpenter and reprised a role in Scream 6,
which I still need to watch, by the way.
It's on Paramount Plus.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. It's been on there for like 2 months now.
Again, I've been so busy with so many of my document projects, but I should probably bring this up quickly. I'm finally done with making a lot of those for now. I mean, I've made so many of them over the last several months. I mean, I could probably tell you right now, I think it was a few weeks ago that I made the announcement that I made about 100 different presentations for my show. Not upcoming, just like the total amount of what I got. Well, even though there's still a lot that need to be made because they start off as documents, I'm now over 150 of them, if not even more. Whoa. So I got plenty because I made so many of them. As you could surely imagine, I got plenty of them to hold me off for a while. So I don't need to make any more. So therefore, I could finally start, doing other stuff, including hopefully trying to watch Scream 6. And also, too, I was also watching Shark Week.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. Jenna Ortega was perfect casting. And also Luis Guzman as Gomez matches the way he was portrayed in the comics. Yes, I should bring this up. The Addams Family were originated from New Yorker comic strip, which was released in 1938 and created by Charles Addams. And yes, he named the family after himself.
See, I actually thought it would have been something like out of Jane Addams, because we got Jane Addams like Tollway and like certain areas that are associated with Jane Addams here in Chicago. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Here, yes, and it was adapted into the classic 1960s sitcom, which Leon is talking about here, the black and white TV show Addams Family, and which believe this is where they first gave all the characters names as far as my research goes. Yep, and the names are Gomez, Morticia, Pugsley, Wednesday. Let's see, Uncle Fester, Ma Addams, and also Thing and Cousin It.
Some people may disagree with me on this. Others might. I mean, although I absolutely love Wednesday, obviously the original one from the 60s, I still consider it obviously, their best one. I think just for its simple comedy and just its old-fashioned look. So, and very gothic attire, which ironically enough, if you think about it, because it went from 1964 to 66, ironically enough, that's those same years was also when the Munsters came out, which were that show was obviously made to rival the Addams Family.
Yep, that's right. And then Adam's Family got remade time and time again, like brought into and was made into a movie series from 19 it started in 1991 and and then the sequel in 1993 which had Christina Ricci as Wednesday, who plays a completely different character in this series. So it was crazy how they had her in this.
I gotta admit, I mean, I'm even thinking about it right now, but what would be really cool if they ever did this for like, Wednesday or like for a season two is, well, as obviously I think we all know, like, for example, the original Adams Family from the 60s, sadly, a lot of those cast members are now dead and gone, including the kids. I think the actress that played Wednesday had recently passed.
Yeah, she's the latest to
Yeah,
have done.
she's the only ones that's left is John Aston, and I think it would be really cool if they were able to get like the only surviving actor left to have some cameo or something like. And I'm sure. I mean, I can't help but think that for him being the last surviving actor of the show, the main cast,
Yep.
he probably would never think in his wildest dreams that he was going to be the last one. Because I'm sure when they were doing the show, they were probably thinking, well, when you kids grow up to be like me, I'll be long gone. Unfortunately, he even outlived them. I mean, he's in his 90s now, I think.
Yep. John Aston, he go play he'll always be he's Gomez to me. Like he's like the one that I remember because my dad I think watched the show and I think he introduced me. He had it's playing on TV like long ages ago when I was little. And oh yeah, like he was saying Raul Julia was good as Adams. I agree with that. Raul Julia and Angelica Houston were great.
Yeah.
Let's see. And also Christopher Lloyd got him
yeah.
He played
He's a legendary actor.
He played a great Uncle Fester. But yeah, like Sean, like John Aston. If the name Aston sounds familiar, his son Sean Aston is another well-known actor who for The Goonies and also playing Sam in the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yep, so, that's right.
Yeah,
and I just think with John Aston that wonderful classic voice of his that he has. I mean, like how far can you go with such an amazing voice that he's got? I often wonder I've never seen what he's like in anything in this day and age, but obviously because I'm sure you have it too with having Me TV. I hear a lot of it from his times that he's been not only just doing that show, but doing a lot of other shows in the 60s and early 70s. What's up, Jeremy? Kate, good to see you.
Yeah, he's also been in an episode of Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, that's right. He was also which episode was that he was in?
It was the one where he played a play director of Hamlet that takes a very dark turn.
Oh, wait a second. I think I know which episode that is. I think I once owned that episode, as a matter of fact. So,
oh yeah.
He was also another thing. It's not horror related, but it's
Top Billing. That's the name of the episode. Top Billing.
Okay, yeah, I think that's what it is. Another role that he played. It's not horror, but he was still in it. Obviously, is I think he was probably the first actor. He appeared in the Batman and Robin series, and he played the Riddler in the original show from the 60s. So, and that show at that time was known to have, a lot of big name actors from that era.
Yeah. Nick, have you seen all the episodes of Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday.
No,
yes,
Don can answer that question for you, Jeremy.
I was about to, I was about to say, yes, he has, thanks to me.
Yeah.
Yep. And so in this installment of the Addams Family, like in this like a modernization of it, it focuses obviously on Wednesday Addams, who is now in her teenage years and it starts off with her wreaking havoc on high school bullies after they target Pugsley, like throwing him in a locker, and then she retaliates in the most gruesome, over the top way imaginable. It turns out those thugs were members of the water polo team. So what does she do? Go to the pool with 2 bags full of piranhas, lets them loose on them.
Where you wonder, like, where the hell did she get piranhas? Because aren't they like from Central and South America?
Hey, like, I could ask you. Hey, I could ask you where they got those grenades from that they use for fishing. Because I'm pretty sure civilians are not allowed to have grenades.
I don't think so, and I don't think you're supposed to have piranhas either. Especially,
well, there are some species that you can, as far as piranhas. They're not necessarily that hard to get a hold of.
Pickleton's in the house.
I only asked because of Stranger Things. Yes, in spite of my best efforts, he has not gotten caught up yet with Stranger Things.
I should probably just tell Jeremy this right now. I know I just made this announcement. I thought I'd let Jeremy know about this if he wasn't listening. Release the piranhas to the French national.
That's what that was. That's exactly what that was.
Jeremy, if you didn't hear me from the first couple minutes, I actually will finally have that opportunity because I'm telling you right now, I am finally taking a well-deserved break from doing these, creating these presentations and documents for Nick Files. I have made so many of them. Most of them are not even presentations yet. They're just documents. But I'm finally getting a well-deserved rest because I can tell you right now, I now definitely have plenty of them to cover me for a long time. A long time. Yes, it's about to. I've told myself that.
Exactly. Yep, that's my thoughts exactly, Jeremy.
I got plenty to cover for me for a while.
Yeah. So yeah, Jenna Ortega, she's phenomenal as Wednesday in this. Like among the best people to ever done the role. Her along with Christina Ricci, and I just love the like emotionless, like cold personality that she has. Like when she turns out she gets expelled from school, obviously from releasing the piranhas. Then Morticia, who in this is played by Catherine Zeta-Jones, tells Wednesday that that boy, his family was going to press attempted murder charges. How would that have looked? And Wednesday was said, terrible. They would have known I failed to get the job done. I'm just like, oh wow.
I'm just going to say one final thing about the
Savage.
One thing I just got to say one more thing about the piranhas, the fact that she got expelled from school. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think in real life, I don't think you would just get expelled. I'm pretty sure you go to jail for that.
Yeah, apparently they had some help to get her out of that, like some connections. at least that's how they explained it. They said that they had connections to keep her out of the legal system. Yeah, it's like, wow, that's convenient.
But yeah, what Jeremy here says makes a good point. She's turned out to be quite the actress lately. She's really shined after all these, after these years. And she really nails it. I mean, she kind of does have, just that appearance that seems like she could be great for a lot of different roles.
Oh yeah.
About the awards ceremony when Jenna and other actors were presenting and had this wonderful skit that was didn't she also appear in didn't she also recently appeared in SNL?
Yes.
Okay, I still haven't seen that either. I still got to watch that.
Oh yeah, she and she's also along with Tim Burton and Danny Elfman are up for Emmy nominations for they've got nominated for this. Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
But unfortunately, the Emmys have been postponed for now. So
yeah, well, it's because of that whole actors strike, whatever it is. Yeah,
writer strike.
Actors strike. Yeah,
writer strike.
That's what it is.
Gomez is rich. Yep.
She smiles. Yeah, that's right. She does smile. I forgot about that. It's one of the few times she smiles.
Yeah, one of the rare occasions where Wednesday Addams actually smiles. Yeah, the rest of it is just like.
Go ahead.
But no, this.
Oh
yeah, it's like this. Has this look?
It's like one of the few times where, you see that she's proud of her own work. Yeah, writers and actors.
Oh, it is both. Okay, it is both. Okay.
So I got half of it right.
So did I. I got half of it right too. So we're
you
even.
Said writers, I said actors.
Yeah, so we both got half right, so we're even.
50-50.
And of course, another thing what I love about this is also Thing, the way they portray Thing. Like the disembodied hand who Gomez and Morticia released into I'm getting my head myself here. Like she's right after she's being right after she was expelled from a regular high school, she goes to this boarding high school called Nevermore, and Edgar Allan Poe reference.
Yep.
And Nevermore Academy, who that really makes me think of Hogwarts when you look at it. and it's for oddballs, like peculiar people, and also for monsters, because they have four main cliques to this, which was introduced by Enid, who was Wednesday's roommate, the werewolf. And so, yeah, that's one of the cliques. There's werewolves, which are known as furs, and let's see, fangs, which are vampires, and let's see, there's the scales, which are sirens. You know, like a lot of mythical creatures in this, and then there's the stoners, which no, it doesn't involve drugs. It actually, the stoners are the gorgons. You know, people who have, you know, these creatures that have those snakes for hair. You know, like a Medusa in
Yeah,
Clash.
like a Medusa.
Yeah, like Medusa in Clash of the Titans. Yeah,
Kind of like having reptilian and fish-like features almost. They're like, because you saw obviously some of them have like merman-like features, like they're able to breathe underwater and whatnot. I think was a better therapist than
Dr.
Kleinbot.
Then Dr. Kleinbot. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the finger snap. There's the secret code word to get into into that secret club that some of the students are part of that Wednesday wanted nothing to do with. But you just walk up to there and just be like, who do you think will be in season 2? Oh, we have yet to see Cousin It. So
that's right. We haven't seen, and we also haven't seen who am I thinking of? Oh my god.
Grandmama?
Yeah, we haven't seen her yet. Either.
Grandmama Adams. Yeah, that's right. We haven't seen her yet either. Let's see. Like, we've seen Uncle Fester, and also that was another time when Wednesday Smiled is seeing Uncle Fester.
And which I didn't know, by the way, that was played by Fred Armisen. I didn't realize that was him under there.
That's right. And in this, he's depicted as like a criminal and kleptomaniac. You know, like it's like stealing things just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Oh, the Nightshades. Yes, that's what that club is called. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course, like let's see. Oh, it's actually, I just remembered it. I wrote this down. It said that it's up for 12 Emmy nominations, and I gotta say, they're all well earned.
Oh, is that right? Really?
Yep, including Danny Elfman for the original score. I mean, come on, it's Danny Elfman. You know, the man's got phenomenal talent. You know, he's done all of Tim Burton's music, has done theme songs for not only this, but also created the theme song for The Simpsons and Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, he's created a lot. A lot of different music.
Oh yeah, the man is one of the best.
Well, and I think it's probably worth bringing up because you know where I'm going to say, because it's also something involving Tim Burton. He also provided the singing voice for Jack Skellington, of course, for Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yep, correct. And let's see. Yeah, Tim Burton, he's done so much phenomenal work over the years. And also, I didn't like how he brought in, had Christina Ricci, even though, aside from the Wednesday reference, but he, for that. And also, she enjoyed working with him in Sleepy Hollow, another film that I'm fond of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, we got to cover that one as well.
Actually, I should probably, since we're... Wait, what's up?
Oh, and also, Jenna Ortega is going to be working with Tim Burton again soon. Actually, is currently working with Tim Burton filming Beetlejuice 2. And I can't wait to see what she does in that.
And speaking of which, actually, I thought this would be important to bring up really quickly, since we're talking about a lot of stuff also kind of involving Tim Burton. I thought it was actually worth bringing up, by the way. Obviously, as I'm sure you know, rest in peace to Paul Rubens, aka Pee Wee Herman, who recently passed away.
Yes, I've heard about that. I heard about that through my phone when that news came up.
You heard about how he passed away, though, right? Did you hear?
Oh, how did they say? They just announced that he died.
He died of cancer. I'm not sure what type of cancer, but he never told anybody about it. I mean, I'm sure my mom told me that he recently did. He did go for treatment, but he never made it publicly known.
Well, that is common with some celebrities. They keep their health issues to themselves for the most part. Like the actor who played Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman. He never told anybody about his sickness.
Right. And he wasn't even that old either. He was only 70 years old.
Oh, yeah, Paul Rubens. Yes, that's right. 70 years. Man.
So sad to think. He was obviously a big collaborator with Tim Burton. Obviously, he was in pretty much one of his first movies, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, which, of course, at that time, they often say it was then directed by a then unknown Tim Burton. Nobody knew who he was back in the 80s. And then, again, he was another actor that also participated in Nightmare Before Christmas. He was in a lot of different things.
Oh, yeah, he was. And, it's just sad seeing another big name like that gone.
Rest in peace to him.
Yeah. And yeah, like that's like you said, it's among his earliest works. I mean, Tim Burton was working with Disney too back then, making the Frankenweenie, but they didn't appreciate it, put it in from Disney, and then and then he started doing his own great work. Beetlejuice, Batman. He's proven himself over the years.
Yeah. And you know what? Also, this talk like with Paul Rubens, another thing that should be thrown into it is that he was also one of the few actors, because obviously I don't want to get completely too off topic, but like when you look at a film like Nightmare Before Christmas, which he was one of the voice actors, like obviously how they made the video game like 12, 13 years later.
Yep. Oh, Edward Scissorhands. Yes.
Yeah, Edward Scissorhands. Well. Yeah.
Yep.
But like how they made the video game for that movie like 12, 13 years later? Paul Rubens was one of the few actors from the film to reprise his role.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he played the character Locke in that film, and he reprised it in the game.
Oh yeah, I wonder if he reprised it in the Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, because they had levels that took place in Nightmare Before Christmas.
He might have. I mean, as far as like the game, like Oogie's Revenge, I think he was probably only about one of 4 or 5 actors from the movie to replay his character.
Hey,
Brad's in the house.
Yeah. And let's see. There were like other familiar faces in this show too. Like the Principal Weems, who is the shapeshifter in this. She was played by Gwendolyn Christie, who I've seen. I remember her performances as Captain Phasma in Star Wars: The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and she was also Brianna Tarth in Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
So it was awesome seeing her in this as well.
Leon here says, see Edward Scissorhands too. There's not supposed to be a sequel.
No. He means if they made one.
Oh, okay. I get it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. She played Lucifer. Oh yeah. And Sandman. Yeah, I get to see that. I love how unique Tim Burton is. You instantly know when you see his film. Oh yeah, just from like the style he has, and also from the music, because he always, like I said, he always has Danny Elfman do the music. There's always that very distinct style that he applies to all of his work.
That's correct. You know what? Actually, it's probably worth showing this since we're talking about Danny Elfman. Guess what I got right here, because I'm sitting at my secondary desk. Obviously, all this. Oh wait, hang on. Let me turn off the green screen for a second, because you can't really see it, but. All this talk about Danny Elfman reminds me of this. And it says right here, music and lyrics by Danny Elfman. So Tom got that me as a I think he got this for me last year for Christmas. So yeah, it's got his music on it.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if Helena Bonham Carter showed up in the next season. Oh. Helena Bonham Carter, another frequent collaborator of Tim Burton.
That's right.
Yep.
So there's salad in the back of this.
Hey, if you throw in Helena Bonham Carter, and if it takes place in Nevermore, then it really will become more like Harry Potter.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Sorry, the damn thing just fell off the wall, but now I got it. But no, that would be nuts if they brought Helena.
Oh my god. I wonder who they would have her play. Let's see. Oh, let's see. The character Mrs. Thornhill, it was played by, like I said, Christina Ricci, who is like the dorm mom and the science teacher on Nevermore, and apparently was like the only as they call him, normie at Nevermore.
Right.
Oh yeah, and Wednesday kind of is like trying to and just when she has enough problems with it as far as fitting in with other people at Nevermore, she's also dealing with psychic visions that link horrific past in the town of what was it? What was the town? It was in Vermont, Jericho. That's the name of the town. The town that Nevermore is right next to. And the sheriff is suspicious of a Wednesday's father, thinking that Gomez committed a murder years ago when both he and Morticia were in Nevermore.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and also there's a monster loose in the woods surrounding Nevermore and Jericho, and the sheriff thinks that Nevermore is linked to it. But it but that is true, but not in the way that he expected.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
Leon here says, creepy part on Wednesday. Some people's in the TV show has no face.
Yeah, I guess they're related to Slender Man.
Yeah. I was
Could be.
actually thinking more of okay, you know what I was actually thinking of? I should have even made this funny reference when we were watching it. I was not only thinking of Slender Man, but I was thinking about, remember that episode of Futurama when they went through all those different dimensions, and they went to one where they had no eyes. They're like, we didn't see anything ever. You remember that one?
Yeah, I'm glad they brought that back now.
Yeah.
It's back again. Yeah, next time they say series finale, I'm not believing them. No.
It's supposed to be season finale.
No, they said series finale before.
Series finale. I didn't see that for some reason.
Yeah, and for Futurama. Yeah, so next time they say, this is gonna be the series finale, I'm not buying it.
Wait a minute. Okay, let me reframe that. Yeah, you're right. They said series finale, but yeah, they brought it back, of course. Still haven't seen the revival yet.
Oh man, but
I think Leon knows what I'm talking about.
And so, yeah, and there's also like this ancestor that Wednesday has named Goody Adams, who was like one of the earliest of all the outcasts. That's what they call like people who are in Nevermore. And during the time of pilgrims, the settlements and English settlements in the in the New England, in the the northeast.
Yeah.
And and there was this this man Crackstone who was like trying to get rid of all outcasts, and Goody Adams was almost killed by him, failed, but then Goody Adams is trying to tell like Wednesday that like there was like this prophecy which involved Wednesday and what looks like a Crackstone, like he has like this whole pilgrim look to him. Yeah, that there will be some kind of a final showdown coming, and
right.
And somehow this is somehow linked to the monster, and it's pretty crazy the twists in this. It really is.
I gotta bring up what Kate just brought up. I also wonder how many young people have taken up the cello. It's a good time for the cello.
Yes, I loved that cello in the first episode, like where she just goes up there and like it play and just does her rendition of "Painted Black" by the Rolling Stones.
I didn't you say that she actually does know how to, Jenna Ortega actually knows how to play it?
Oh yeah, for this. She practiced so long, mastered the cello just for this.
Yeah, she was really well done with it.
Oh yeah. She was amazing. She's amazing. And and of course, one of the most well-known, that's like among this, along with the Piranhas, are like some of the most well-known, most talked about scenes, but not the one scene that everybody always talks about in the show is the dance. when they do that, when Nevermore has this dance, this formal dance, like for all the students and everything, and Wednesday just dances and like with the sheriff's kid, like it's like very like strange and unique at the same time. But I look at that dance and I just think, that's just Wednesday Addams being Wednesday Addams. Like she's not doing this to be weird. She's just being herself.
It's too bad. You know what? I got to bring up what Jeremy said last night. It's too bad you didn't practice to do the dance for us on the show.
Don't need to. I could just pull up a TikTok video of somebody reenacting it, because this is like, here's the thing. This dance, ever since the show came out on Netflix back in November, that dance has been, redone by so many millions of people on TikTok. And like, oh man, it's like maybe the message in this is just, if you're making a show, if you really want something to stand out, it's like, when in doubt, throw in a unique dance. I mean, hey, it worked well for Megan.
I think to myself when I see that special scene, it's like, oh my god, and Sarah just almost took the words right out of my mouth. Definitely took inspiration from Thriller. It's like, I think about it, like years ago, even before TikTok, it's like
Tyler, that's his name.
What?
The boy, the sheriff's son, Tyler, that's his name.
Yeah. It's funny to think years ago, long before TikTok, before all these videos could be made, even in the early 2000s, it was all about like, doing the Thriller dance. In fact, I even have a video of myself doing it, not even joking. Back when I was in high school, I got a video of it. And now in this day and age, it's all about doing Wednesday's dance.
Just wait till Halloween comes out. Like when there's gonna be all those parties, we're gonna see people being dressed as Wednesday doing that dance, and we're gonna see people dressed as Megan doing that dance.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I just got this Blu-ray today.
I would be that guy who would just want to go down, like, for example, like it's too bad we're not having them in what's up, Billy? It's too bad we don't have them in Glenview anymore. Like, I'd be that guy who would make sure to work like all hours of like Spirit Halloween just to see people like do that dance in the store or something. If I ever saw something like that, and if I had the opportunity to film it while I'm at the job, I don't care if they didn't want it filmed or not. I'd send that to you. I'd send that to you in a damn heartbeat.
Thoughts on Tim Burton during the show? Yes, we pointed out in the beginning that that Addams Family is something that is definitely up Tim Burton's alley, and I'm surprised it took this long for him to get involved.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, really. How do you compare it to Dances Meg? I think Wednesday's dance stands out more just because there was just more that she was doing with it. Like Megan was just like doing this very brief, strange dance. But and right before breaking off that by that cutter, that blade to go after that CEO. Both of them are memorable. They're all just memorable in their own right. Yeah, I'm just like, oh man, is this? I'm looking at think about all this. I'm like, oh my god, is this going to be now a thing? Like everybody, if we see horror films with these characters that stand out, are these villain horror characters going to like have their own crazy dance? It's like what is being started here?
Well, you know what? If you think about it, it's not a movie, but it is a music video, and I've shown you this video.
RRR? What is RRR?
Yeah, I was gonna say what triple R? What is triple R? I mean, I have no idea what that is. Well, while we're waiting on what that is.
Oh, it's a action film.
Okay. Well, while we're waiting, it's not a movie, but there was a music video that was released. I think it was last year, the year before, and I shown you this music video, Don, was by that music video by Imagine Dragons, that song Bones, and they had zombies in it.
Oh, yeah.
And that too, you can clearly tell took inspiration. It's Indian bromance movie.
Oh, okay, because I haven't seen that listed on the stream services yet, but if I ever come across it, I'll give it a chance. Oh, it won an did it?
Nice. It won an Oscar. Check that out.
Nice.
But yeah, they had like a dance too in that music video. I think they too took inspiration from Thriller for that because it's a zombie music video.
Oh yeah, totally. And then of course when the dance is over, like then like the boys like the sheriff's or not the sheriff's son, but the mayor's son and his friends, after clashing with Wednesday multiple times, like Wednesday ended up like here's the thing. When, like they're retaliating for Wednesday blowing, like this sabotaging that grand ceremony, like where they had a statue of Gladstone and Crackstone of that pilgrim who hated outcasts. Yep. So yeah, they wanted payback for that. So they decided to pull a carry on everybody. They just filled up what looked like blood into the sprinklers and showered blood on everybody. But then Wednesday was just like tasting it and said, "No, they couldn't even make it like anything like pig's blood. It's paint."
Which is obviously a parody reference to the movie Carrie, of course.
It is that scene. I remember. Oh yeah, I wanted to bring this up soon. Like, basically, like this was discussed. Wednesday discussed this with Enid in the first episode, where she asked Wednesday why she doesn't get emotional. And when Wednesday talks about the story about how when she was little, she had like this pet scorpion. Nero, I think his name was. And then a bunch of thugs like went up to her and then killed the scorpion. And then she cried on the scorpion's grave. And she said, the reason why I don't cry because it doesn't change anything. Nero. Yep, that's right. Nero the scorpion. That's what I thought.
Isn't it true that some people actually do keep scorpions as pets or something
They
like
do.
that?
I mean, hell, I got a PetSmart nearby me that always has a scorpion. Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
I know like people can keep tarantulas as scorpions. I was
Yep, they got those too.
keep tarantulas as pets. I didn't know you can keep scorpions too.
Oh yeah, yeah, and they got tarantulas too. But yeah,
Wow.
scorpions. I think it's just mainly like the least poisonous species of scorpions that they have as pets. Like they're the ones that they got over at that PetSmart. There's like a emperor scorpion that has a sting that, sure, it's painful, but it's not a venomous enough to cause anything serious.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure even if it's not as venomous, I'm sure the sting probably has to still be painful as hell.
Yeah, and there's also a sign on there that says do not handle, and I'm thinking, oh, do not handle, really? Because I was thinking about just reaching in and petting its back. I'm sure it'd appreciate that.
Yeah, I think if I walked in, I think I would I'll just reach my hand in and pet its back. Yeah, nothing bad's gonna happen. Ouch!
Now,
I
is
just don't know
Wednesday
what the purpose of them being pets though, because you can't really do much obviously with them because of their scorpion. I mean, their stingers.
Yeah, they just people keep them as pets because it's exotic animals. People have they just love unusual things. I mean, hey, like Wednesday. Like there's people out there that are just like strange, unusual pets. I've seen people that have snakes. I've seen people around here that have had pet alligators.
I think actually, Adrian, I think they have a pet spider, tarantula, I think.
Oh yeah,
And
I got a childhood friend, Caitlin. She always had pet tarantulas. Even brought her pet tarantula to school.
oh, did you like let it crawl on her or
Oh
anything?
no,
Like
no, 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 no,
okay,
no. It was always the Tranchy. I remember.
Franchi.
I think his name was Tranchy. Always kept in the cage. Always.
I actually have to admit, I mean, as crazy as it's gonna sound, I actually thought it would be kind of cool to like have a tarantula like crawl on your arm just to get the feel of the legs. I know, and I know what some people say because they still can bite even with the venom, and of course they even sometimes say their hairs can kind of cause itchiness.
Irritation. Yep. They
Yeah,
use that as
I know that, but if I could find like the least like venomous without a lot of that, I'd love to just feel the legs crawl
oh,
because I think I like tarantulas. They're
yeah.
cool.
Well, Conan O'Brien doesn't because I remember when he had what was his name? Coyote Peterson from the YouTube channel Brave Wilderness. Like he does videos with all kinds of animals, like all kinds of exotic things, and lets himself get stung by stuff. He brought in a tarantula for one. That's just one of the things he brought. Set it down on Conan's hand. And then he tells Conan, "See, now if you remain calm, then he's calm." And then Conan's like, "Yes, I don't think I've ever been this still in my entire life."
Well, and that's what I would probably do too, because not that I'd be scared. I would just want to stay still and have it crawl without movement because I don't want to cause a reaction to it to bite me or anything like that.
Oh yeah. I mean, it depends on the kind of tarantula. There are certain species you want to avoid. I'm
I'm
pretty
just
sure.
thinking right now, just a funny moment. And speaking of tarantulas, is I don't know if you remember that one of the most famous Three Stooges episodes, Disorder of the Chord, when they were doing that like whole like cello violin stuff, and Larry at one point was using the whatever that the you know that what I don't even remember what it was called. The thing that used for the violin. Hey, what's up, Joanne? I can't the thing that used for violins.
Oh my god.
Thing that I use for violins, and he actually accidentally gets that wig off the guy's head, and he looks, and he's like, a tarantula.
Oh yeah. The cinematography, I do enjoy like that one scene. I love the cinematography of where Wednesday is playing the cello, painted black, and like showing like other events that are going on around the school that are like going on at the same time. Like she's showing like whether it's people's reactions to like Wednesday playing it or where that like it was just like I love the camera work. I loved like the panning. Everything was just so well done. And also loved having where they have Thing just scroll in each page. Like, and I love the lighting. Everything was just so perfectly for that one in that one scene. Like that just really captures. Oh, that like I just love this show.
I just want to bring up what Joanne said. Oh, Black Widow. Oh my God. Now those, no.
Nope.
That's like a death sentence if you get bitten by one of those.
Yep, I've seen them.
I've heard their venom is like 15 times more powerful than a rattlesnake's.
Yeah, I've seen them.
They're scary. I mean, they're cool looking, but having an actual encounter with one
That
is
reminds me
terrifying.
of cheap IKEA furniture. Hey, trust me, I don't buy IKEA furniture. So she still loves to decapitate the dolls. Oh yeah, like Marie Antoinette in the very first episode of Addams Family. I remember that.
Sarah's got a lot to say here. I'm just trying to get back to some of the comments we might have missed.
Knows her own identity, though knows what she wants to go. Yep, agreed. That's absolutely true. She doesn't want anybody to change her. She just wants to be her own person, and I can admire that.
That's like me. If Wednesday was a real character, I'm pretty sure that we'd all be best friends at this point because we all just want to be what we want to be.
Exactly. That's right. That's all any of us could ask for. We should be free to be who we want to be.
And no, Billy, I think he's referring to either Adrian or someone else, that person that he said. No, I don't know about Adrian, but Don, you could ask that question for your friend that brought the tarantula in.
Well, my name's not Peter Parker, so yeah. Oh man. But back to this. Let's see. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so Wednesday is conducting her own investigation on how people are being hikers or anybody who enters the woods are being killed by this monster that somebody actually commented. I want to bring this up. Where is it?
While you're doing that, I got to show
no. I got it. Wait.
Wednesday and I would probably put a shot collar on Nick whenever he goes off topic. That's a little brutal there, Sarah, but I can see that.
Yeah, somebody commented saying that comparing this creature, which then became known as the Hyde, which was later figured out by Uncle Fester, that this creature called the Hyde looked like Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it really reminded me of Gollum from Lord of the Rings. And no, Billy, not Black Widow, the spy.
Oh man, it was me. Oh yeah, you did comment. I thought it was you, Sarah. I thought you meant yes.
I don't know what it is, but every time you make that that voice, that always kicks the hell out of me laughing. Damn it, you know what? It's too bad Pickle Tom is not on here because I would have wanted to see if he can do it.
Yeah, I would have loved to see that.
See here,
how do you wait?
Yeah, that's all I was trying to get to.
Okay. How do you compare this Wednesday to other versions of Wednesday? This one version of Wednesday is darker, no doubt. I mean, but this one was was dark yet likable. I mean, Jenna Ortega was incredible doing this. And let's see, thinking back to, there was also the animated version of the movies. We didn't really talk much about those. There was the animated movies that came out in recent years. Let's see, where the Wednesday, I believe, was played by Chloe Grace Moretz. Yeah. She did the voice of Wednesday in the animated films, and she was, she did very well with what she was given. This Wednesday seemed like what you would expect: emotionless, grim, and wanting to get back at others who wrong her, kind of like in this.
See, Sarah's saying that she still thinks Richie is dark.
The perfect voice. Oh, thank you.
I know. She's now Sarah's saying she thinks Richie was darker.
Yeah, Christina Ricci was darker. Yeah, as I think back to the first movie that she was in, when she straps up Pugsley to an electric chair and says, "I just want to play a game," and he's like, "Okay, what game?" And she's like, "It's called Is There a God?" And that alone just captures shows what to expect from this version of Wednesday, from that version of Wednesday.
Yeah. See, now man. Billy's saying the OG Wednesday, although I don't really remember, she was not that dark of a character in the original series from the 60s.
No, she wasn't. And she was younger than Pugsley, but I guess they switched that around in later versions.
It's fun. It's actually kind of funny. I just thought of this in the original series from the 60s. You know, she had to been what, like 9 or 10
Roughly.
back in the 60s when they did it. And then when they made the 90s one, she was like in her preteens, early teenage years. It's almost like you're seeing evolution of like the character growing like in different ages. So like you see her like in the 90s films, she's like in her preteens, early teens. And now in this series, she's like in her early 20s. It's like, is there gonna, and I often ask myself, is there going to be basically like other future series and movies where we're going to see like Wednesday constantly growing like a different decade of ages? Almost like, are we going to see a series eventually where she could be in like in her 30s or something?
Oh yeah, Christopher Lloyd, a real icon. Yes, he was a great Uncle Fester. No doubt, no question there. And oh man, he became funnier like as the movies went on. But there was a third movie that nobody really talks about because it wasn't really that great. Addams Family Reunion that had Tim Curry as Gomez. Like,
of all people,
yeah, I mean they had to replace him because Raul Julia had passed away like right after Addams Family Values.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, I remember from what I remember seeing that on TV ages and ages ago. Like I didn't really like Addams Family Reunion.
I've never seen it. I've never really shown any interest in it, honestly.
Good.
Visions were like electroshock therapy without the pleasant afterburn.
Oh yeah, the visions that she has about of people who could be facing the Hyde, and the Hyde turned out to be Tyler, like of all people. So yeah, the sheriff was after his own son all along.
Oh, it's Billy, Christina Ricci, the OG. Well, she's not really the OG, but you know, she originally played the role, but she's not like the OG Wednesday because I keep forgetting her name. The original one was from the 60s. You know what her name is? I keep forgetting for some reason.
Okay, fixing that now. Hang on. Let's see.
Yeah, it was.
Here.
I should know, but apparently I don't.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen that. Hang on.
It's been a long time for me too.
Let's see. TV series. Here, 1964. Let's see. It was Lisa Loring.
Lisa Loring. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one who just died recently.
Yeah, she died. What?
Like right after. Like not even a year ago. It's like right after this show came out.
Wow,
it's crazy. And yep, she did work with Tim Burton before. Like I mentioned earlier, that she had played Katrina in Sleepy Hollow. Another great movie. Love it.
She still looks, you know, probably before she passed, she still looks pretty good for her age. I mean,
Lisa Loring.
I mean, she was also just a year older. She's actually around the same age as Tom is. Tom McNicholas, born the same year.
Yeah. Let's see. I think the only actor that returned and actor who played Thing.
Oh, yeah, and also the actor that played Lurch. As far as I know, the actor who played Lurch was consistent with all three of those. I also remember him as he played an alien in Men in Black, right? In a couple of scenes.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Well, he's a tall guy, huge.
Oh yeah, he's tall.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know what? I actually should bring this up because this is I call this kind of the Addams Family kind of transition almost. I know it's going to sound unrelated, but bear with me for just a minute. Did you ever hear of a film that was actually a slasher film? It came out in the mid 80s.
Hey, Clark.
Clark, did you ever hear of a slasher film that was called The Prey before? Did you ever hear of that film?
I might have came across it somewhere.
It's not as popular. It was actually shot back in 1978, but didn't come out until 1984. And although it's just like your typical 80s, late 70s, early 80s slasher film, what's really unique about this film is the actors. Because in this film, this is where I kind of called the Addams Family transition film. Jackie Coogan, who played the original Uncle Fester, he plays the I guess he plays like a park ranger or a sheriff in that film. It was in fact his very last film that he did before he passed away. But what's really ironic now is that obviously I don't want to spoil too much, but the killer in this movie was played by Carol how do you say his last name? Struckian?
Strong. I think so.
Yeah, who later played Lurch in the 90s movie. So here you have one of the original actors from the original Addams Family series who's, playing it, acting one final time before he passed away. And then you got one of the other actors who would later be in the future Addams Family movies in this film. So you have, it's like, that's why I call it the transitional film between it, because it's like, it's like you have the old, then you also have the new. And so it's actually, I might have to show you that film one of these days.
He was a magician. Okay. Like, cause I saw like a little bit of behind the scenes footage of like where it showed how they did the effect, which was just as I suspected. They used green screen to cover up his arm, and you just only see the hand. And this is the first, and also this version of Thing it did something that was never done before, as far as I know, another installment of Addams Family. Yeah, like it started flipping people off.
Yeah, which to me, I still believe that's more of a reference to Evil Dead after when Bruce Ash cut his hand off and the hand did the same thing. I would do it if I could, but I can't.
Yeah, well, hey, I guess Evil Dead 2 was Thing's origin story.
I remember telling you this, Don, at one point, saying it's too bad that there's no way they could bring like Bruce Campbell in, like for a cameo, and he sees Thing, and it would like give some kind of reference, like you again.
Oh yeah, I like Addams Family Values. I thought that was great. I thought that was pretty funny. It's like I think Wednesday was even better in this than the first movie.
This is a good question here. What Billy said. Have you seen the Hanna-Barbera cartoons of the Addams Family?
I know of them. I have not seen them.
I actually do remember seeing them because they used to, I'm surprised you didn't see them, Don. Because what's up, Kelly?
Hey, Kelly.
I'm surprised you didn't see them, Don, because they used to air on Cartoon Network back in the 90s.
I wonder if I can find that on HBO Max if they are from Cartoon Network.
I found some promos, in fact, because remember, like they had like the breaks, like they would show like they would just show like animated promos in between shows, and I did find that they had some for the Addams Family, the Hanna-Barbera series. I think it was from the 70s, I think.
Oh,
so
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, sure. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. And let's see, like there was several other characters that we were introduced to. Like let's see, there was also the beekeeping kid, Eugene, who like befriended with Wednesday when Wednesday was like trying to find different different hobbies that the school offered, such as archery. Like, and yeah, like I still remember when the guy was just like, have you ever shot anything with bow and arrow? And he's like, she said, only things that are living. And I'm like, oh my god. Seriously, like her dialogue, I just cannot get enough of it.
Yeah, I know. I do remember this. What Billy just said. There was an episode of Scooby-Doo where that was, I think. Oh man, what was that series called? That too was from the early 70s. Oh my god, it's not the original Scooby-Doo series, but they would do like episodes where like they would have like different guests on the show, like both real and fictional.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, they did an episode with the Addams Family in it.
Yeah, the new Scooby-Doo movies. Oh, I see.
I don't remember. I don't think there was a movie that featured them in them, was it?
I think so. What was I gonna say?
Can't think of any.
I forgot to mention. Why didn't I mention this? So when I talk about the dance, we kind of went all over the place after the dance.
Yeah.
With the song that was used in the Wednesday's dance was "Goo Goo Muck" by the Cramps.
Yeah,
and now it's like I remember hearing that song also in that opening scene in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, because I rewatched that a couple months back, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and now when I hear that song, I'm thinking of Wednesday doing that dance. Always. Like they really did that song justice.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah. But and so what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the character Eugene, like he will play a vital role later on, even though it doesn't seem like it in the show at first. But like he was also like he was basically treating the bees like they were his children, and like to the point where it's just like, man, this kid's got an odd talent. But then then he gets attacked by the Hyde. He's put in a coma, and then like when Wednesday gets closer and closer to figuring out who the Hyde might be, like she suspects like the wrong people at first. But then when he wakes up from the downhill. Oh yeah, it truly did go downhill.
That's okay. So I got this correct. Okay, that's what the show was. That's actually what the show was called. New Scooby-Doo movies. That was the episode where they met the Addams family. Okay, I remember now.
Yeah,
I thought it was an actual new movie. I forgot that was the show's name.
Treats the Weasley Wicked Witch to the West of the Flying Monkeys. That's true. And so, yeah, like so when finally when Wednesday like keeps getting on, Principal Weems's bad side with everything that's happening, like with she's like figuring out like the wrong people for the Hyde, but then she finally when Eugene wakes up from his coma in the last episode and says, when the Hyde attacked me, I saw somebody with red boots, and there was only one character that was introduced in the beginning that had red boots, and that was Thornhill, Christina Ricci's character. And so, yeah, because how it works is like the Hyde was always controlled by somebody, like Fester said. The Hyde. No, that's nothing to do with the Beast. No, the Hyde, like as in Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
And so it turns out that Thornhill is a descendant of Crackstone, that pilgrim who hated all outcasts and wanted to avenge her brother's death, who was a part of. There was like this plot that Morticia and Gomez were targeted for in when they were in Nevermore all those years before, which resulted in the death of Thornhill's brother in that. And then she wants revenge by using Wednesday's blood to bring back Crackstone himself.
Right.
Yep. So bringing back like a pilgrim that's now terrorizing a Hogwarts knockoff. I'm like, yeah, I can't say I've ever pictured anything like that, experiencing something like that in a show.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah. And oh man, and the reason why I bring this up because I'm thinking about how when Wednesday defeats Crackstone, and then when like Eugene's talent with bees finally is used for something that you in a way you did not expect. when Thornhill is
yeah. Since you brought that up, I had to show that.
Yeah, nightshade poisoning, or that's right. I wanted to bring that up. There was nightshade poisoning, which drove him mad and obsessed with Morticia, and then so Gomez had to defend Morticia like in a sword fight against him, and which resulted in his death. Him getting stabbed and falling to his death. Then and then ever since then, the sheriff thinks that Gomez was responsible for that. Thinks he's a killer. But anyway, so when Thornhill is pointing a gun at Wednesday, Wednesday is saved by in a way you did not expect, by bees. So basically, she's taken down in what I refer to as Nicolas Cage style.
No, not the bees.
Not the bees.
They're in my eyes.
Because
I really want to show that damn clip here because that scene never disappoints me. Anytime I think of bees, I always think of Nicolas Cage.
Because it turns out that Eugene has like some sort of a telepathic link to the bees and can control them. And I'm just like, wow, like he really did well for himself in the end. Yeah, like control the bees to attack Thornhill. And yeah, because that's the thing. I did not, when I first saw the show, last thing I expected was for Christina Ricci, a previous Wednesday, to become a surprise villain in this. Like, yeah, I know that was a good touch.
It was. You know what? I was actually thinking in my mind, I know this is going to sound crazy. I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't even think it's really about that. I think Christina Ricci is just disappointed that her character is now taking over someone else. Now she's going to do anything she can to get her character back. So she can play Wednesday again.
Yeah, an adult Wednesday. Yes. because last time she was Wednesday. Thinking back to the very final scene, Christina Ricci in Adam's Family Values, when the boy that really wanted to be with her, they visit like the family cemetery. He's about to put flowers on a grave. A hand just pops out and like scares the hell out of him. And then zooms into her smiling. I'm just and she's looking at it thinking, yep, he's definitely going to be in Adams.
I can't help but think every time I actually first thought the first time I thought that was actually Thing Rise, doing that. I thought it was not. I thought it was not the other person. I thought it was Thing originally.
Could have been.
Maybe it was. You never know.
Oh man. But so yeah, this show has
that to be beast. What is that? What is that?
So Wednesday, and then even the irony is that Wednesday in the beginning said she never wanted to be like her parents, but in the end she ended up having a sword fight with Crackstone in order to defeat him. And sword fighting is what her parents did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of an echo too. I mean, not only to obviously the films from the 90s, but also even goes further back to, again, another reference tribute to the original series, because they did that in the original series from the 60s.
They did. That's right.
I think it's actually featuring the introduction of the original. They show a brief sequence of it.
Oh yeah, that's what I love about the show. There's just so many throwbacks to what you know and love about the Addams Family.
Now, what I like too, and I know we brought it up, is about when you brought up the design of Thing. I also like how he's all stitched up this time. He has this almost century kind of old look compared to previous incarnations of him. Because before he was just a disembodied hand. Mm-hmm. And then the original series, it was just an arm coming out of boxes and stuff, which that turns out, I don't know if you know this, the actor who plays Lurch in the original series by Ted Cassidy. That was him also playing Thing. That's his arm. And what they would do, and the effect how they used it back in the original series was actually quite simple. He would roll his sleeve up, and they would have some one of the boxes up. He would be under a table or something. And when his character when Thing was supposed to be showing up in the series, the box would open. He would just raise his arm up like he was supposed to and grab what he needed. So that was he too. Ted Cassidy was also the original Thing.
Yep. I liked how she didn't win a duel with Bianca. Oh yeah, at first there was a rivalry between Wednesday and Bianca because yeah, she was doing that she was getting involved with Bianca's ex-boyfriend in some parts of the show. And well, yeah, it's he sort of became somewhat of a love interest to her, but even though she wasn't really showing that much emotion or tried to show a close attachment to much of anybody. And that became very apparent when Enid tried to hug her when they first were introduced. And right. I just loved Enid. She was a great character as well. And when you think about how it's no matter what connection these characters whether they liked Wednesday or not, they all had a role to play in the battle that Wednesday was having. How when Enid was she was a werewolf. She belonged to a family of werewolves and was having trouble with getting to a full transformation or wolfing out, as she said. They're the only thing that she could do with her powers was her painted nails. She would turn them into claws, and that was it.
Right? Yeah, that's all she can get to.
Oh yeah, but the final episode is just where she finally is able to transform at the full moon, and fight off Tyler when he was in his hide form. So I just love how everybody, no matter how they were with Wednesday in the very beginning, they were using their powers to aid her in her fight. Bianca was using her siren ability to try to get everybody to evacuate from the school when Crackstone was brought back to life. And like I said, Eugene using his bees to finally take down Thornhill. It's just amazing. Everybody, everything they introduced to this show became important later on.
Yeah. One other reference that you brought up about the wolf process, that actually I just realized, not necessarily that it's a reference, but it actually reminds me of another film that, ironically enough, Christina Ricci was in that dealt with werewolves. Do you remember that movie Cursed? That
Yep.
came out? Yeah.
Wes Craven.
Christina Ricci and Jesse Eisenberg. And it was like a similar, again, I'm not sure if they were kind of like paying homage to that or not, but it's ironic that they had werewolves in the series because Christina Ricci was also in a film with werewolves in it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Xander, that was his name. Who was like an ex boyfriend of Bianca? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Xander. Yeah, he was just like a meh kind of a character. But I think let me double check something because I actually heard something that was kind of disturbing.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna go back because we kind of missed a few comments. So while you're doing that, bless you.
Thank you.
Here Sarah says Ted Cassidy was actually quite a handsome man. He definitely was, but he really was tall, I think, too, in real life. Of course, I still have to say this. I still think Ted Cassidy, as the character Lurch in the original series, was still the best one to say, "You rang." I still think he does it. I still think he does it best than anyone else. Leon, he asked us. I know someone else asked this. No, I think it was Billy who asked this. He's asking, "You guys seen Animation Addams Family?" Yeah, Don. We kind of already answered that question. Don said he hasn't, but if you're talking about the Hanna-Barbera series from the 70s, yes, I've seen it, but not for many years. I think they made 2 animated series out of it. I think they made another one in the 90s.
Actually, I just remembered the character's name is not Xander, it's Xavier.
Okay.
Yeah, I just remembered.
I think Bianca was roiled by her not giving 2 F's about anything.
Yeah, kind of.
That was supposed to bring in the strife of becoming an adult.
Yeah, like the actor who played who played him in Wednesday. I just came across this page. There was like a sexual assault accusation that he was centered on.
Look who just joined in. What's up, Nikki?
Hey, Nikki.
How's it going?
Hey, doing well.
Yeah, good. Podcast.
So. Yeah. So we're just covering something that I've been waiting ages to do on the show. Wednesday. It's like I can't wait for the second season. I really can't. Thank you, Leon.
I gotta bring what Leon just also brought up. Uncle Fester's about to eat bees.
Oh God.
Well,
Sarah, actually, you're right. Yeah, there was a third animated series.
There's recent animated films. There are 2 of them where Oscar Isaac voiced Gomez.
No, I'm talking about like the actual series. They made one. There was a Hanna-Barbera series from the 70s, and then they made another series like 20 years later in the 90s. But I don't think it really ran as long as the original animated series.
Nah.
Yeah, 2019. That was when the CGI one came out.
The animated one, like the animated one from it's the same ones that made the Despicable Me movies. They made it.
And it's funny. I don't know if you remember, Don, like when that movie came out, IHOP made like special like Addams Family like pancakes or something, like they had like swirls or something in it. It was like they were doing this for the release of that film. We were going to try it, but we never did. So they did something like that at IHOP to pay homage and to promote its release.
Oh man. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I was excited about the animated film from 2019 because Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things was playing Pugsley, and I'm just like, okay, they got pretty good cast in here. Charlize Theron was playing Morticia, so Illumination Studio, that's what it was.
Okay.
Oh yeah, funny as Morticia was pregnant but didn't look pregnant in the second movie, and she didn't even sound like she didn't even.
Yet.
Yeah. Yeah. She didn't even sound like when she was giving birth, like she didn't even sound like she was in pain or anything. They were just like she was like super nonchalant during the whole thing. I thought that was actually hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Gomez was asking, "Is it painful?" And she's like, "Oui." Like she was just enjoying the whole thing, like super calm about it.
Boy, I mean that's probably something that I'm not even gonna say it. Nope, never mind.
No, you can. It's good.
Oh my
It's
god.
like doing a pig poo. There you go.
What'd you say?
I didn't hear. She cracked up a little bit on my side.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
We've got a storm
Yep.
coming through, so I might drop in and out.
Oh, I got
Okay.
you. Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, and it's like what makes this like super unique is like this is the like first time in the Addams Family history where it all just focused on just this one character, and they managed to go above and beyond with the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah, and like Jenna Ortega puts on just an amazing performance as Wednesday. Like she's like we were saying, Nikki, she's like really made a name for herself in the horror industry.
And
like
it's funny. Go ahead, Don. Go on. I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say something.
Yeah, like one movie that I really want to see her in. Like that she one movie that I wanted to see that she was in was Studio 666, which had the Foo Fighters in it, and it's like it's like basically that Foo Fighters in a haunted house. And I'm thinking, oh, I got to check that out.
That's awesome because I'm a fan of Foo Fighters. So
Same.
yeah,
That would be
it's
fantastic.
and it's funny. It's probably worth bringing this up. Don, obviously, I've told you about this, but it's too bad because I'm not going to say who this was, but we almost associated and almost we're going to be hanging out with someone who kind of did look kind of like Jenna Ortega. You remember who I'm talking about, right, Don?
I might.
I'll refresh your memory. So I'm not going to say who it is, understandably, but there was actually somebody about a year ago. She actually messaged me. Now I knew her for several years, so we never really spoke. In fact, ironically enough, last time I really, spoke to her at all, she was actually back in high school. Of course, now a number of years have gone by. She's like in a doppelganger, right? She's like in her early, close to mid 20s now, and she approached me and asked about wanting to go ghost hunting, actually, and I was going to be like. And I was actually going to be like her mentor. So being the older person here, I was going to, I was going to take her under my wing and teach her how to do ghost hunting. But the one thing I couldn't help but notice was that I'm thinking, I look at what she looks like now. I'm thinking, you know what? She kind of does look a little bit like Jenna almost. I mean, how cool would it be if we were how cool would it be if we had someone that was probably almost as close as to her age to actually go ghost hunting, do a lot of the stuff very similarly, like when you see what Jenna does. It would have been awesome.
I mean, like Clark said, she could be a doppelganger, and I know how that is because everybody says that I'm a doppelganger of David Boreanaz.
I have yet to have found my own doppelganger, so I don't know where that's going to be. But
your doppelganger's out there somewhere,
Yeah, I'm sure there is, but unfortunately, and I'm sure they're wondering, well, whatever happened with her. Unfortunately, it didn't work out as I was hoping so, because all of a sudden, after she was hard to get a hold of, like she would only be able to reach out like literally like once a week. I actually even tried offering her to come on some of our shows, but she said, and I understood she was shy in doing so. But unfortunately, it just never worked out because eventually the contact just kind of disappeared. And trust me, I tried messaging her, I tried even calling her a few times, and afterwards, after a long period after that, I was just done. At that point, I think I got the hints and pretty much probably got the understanding that perhaps she just lost interest. So it was a shame that we weren't able to be with a Jenna Ortega lookalike, but it was worth a shot. I'm sure we'll probably see. I'm sure there'll be another chance like that in the future.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I don't know if she's going to look like Jenna, but it would have really been cool, like bringing someone in, not only to this field, but also, someone who could have been added to her group. What's up, Lauren? Good to see you. Great job on your paintings, by the way. I've been really I know I haven't shared them out, but I haven't forgotten. But you've been doing fantastic on your paintings.
Oh, yeah. Totally. Yeah, great work. And
O'clock.
so with they did announce there's going to be a second season, but with the strike, it could take a while. But yeah, like seriously, that strike, like I'm bummed about that because that means it's delaying that along with the final season of Stranger Things, among many other shows. But what do you think? Like, do you think maybe the second season of of Wednesday could take place in the Adams house? I would love to
Yeah,
see what like what a I would love to see like what their idea of the Adams family house would look like. Like on the
because we
on the
never really
inside.
saw it.
Yeah, we saw the exterior in that one scene where Wednesday was burying her scorpion, but we didn't see the inside of the house.
No, we
But
didn't.
yeah, because Nevermore is like it has been, delayed like closed down temporarily, like just for the remainder of the semester. But yeah, because after what's happened and also with the death of Weems at the hands of Thornhill, but it would be great to see that as well, like next year, a next semester, like taking place in that season.
So
Yeah,
here's
okay.
my question. And I don't know if you would know the full answer. I know, and since you brought up about the strike, so I never really got the understanding. So what exactly is this full writers and actors strike about? Like, what exactly is going on? Because I never really got the full information or understanding of this of what's happening.
I think some of it had to do with writers not being paid enough. I know that also some actors, it also could be some actors not being paid enough. Like, it makes me think of how in Scream 6, where they didn't have Nev Campbell reprise her role as Sydney, like, she had a dispute about how that she wasn't getting paid what she wanted to do the role again. So that could be one of the reasons, I think.
Okay. Lauren, I wanted to answer this question for Lauren. Yes, I did see the flag one. Did you guys see that one that she made, the flag?
I saw the skull one.
She's been making a whole bunch of them, but she made she actually just sent it to me, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
So,
that's another issue. Yeah, like the like AI based work, like deep fakes and what like that are being used in movies and whatnot. Yeah, that's another issue that actors have been having with productions.
just real quick, I just want to show the flag one so you guys can see what it looks like. This is what Lauren just sent me. This is the painting that she made. Check it out.
Man,
Oh, cool.
wow,
That
that's
is
nice.
awesome.
That's nice.
I like it. It's nice.
That's awesome.
The actors want residuals for out based work.
No, AI.
AI based work. Okay.
Yeah, because you know how they're like having like yeah, like oh wait.
Yeah,
We
go
didn't
on.
get
Keep
told
going.
much about it. We pretty much didn't get told anything about it. We just got told all production has stopped in movies. So
Oh yeah, production has stopped for a whole lot of movies now, a whole lot of work.
Now, is that
that's what we
affecting?
got told.
Because, well, that makes me wonder, because I often wonder, because if it's affecting here, I mean, is that also affecting, like in this case, like other countries that make movies and television shows as well, or
I think it's mainly Hollywood.
just Hollywood? So it's
Yeah,
like,
mainly
so
Hollywood.
obviously, yeah, I was gonna say, so like Nikki, it's not affecting anything like down in Australia or anything like that, right?
Just I think it's with movie releases. They're stopping it. Like if they were meant to show a release of a movie, say next week, it's not going to be released. But I could be wrong. But
Okay.
Yeah, there is an Australian horror film that I am interested in seeing called Talk to Me, which was made by the Australian YouTube. There was like two brothers, Danny and Michael Pillipo, who who are based in Australia. They made the YouTube channel Raka Raka. And I was wondering why they didn't post anything on that channel for a while, because they made some quality work, some gruesome work. Nick, I've shown you a little bit of it.
Yeah.
And they've actually made a movie like all this time. Like when they weren't posting on that channel, they were working on a movie. And that was Talk to Me, and it's a supernatural horror film. I can't wait to see it.
That's awesome. Also, Lauren just requested, I'm just going to do this one final time. This is just, she wanted me to show the skull one. I know you guys probably seen it before, but if you haven't seen what it looked like when it's finished, this is what it looks like now. Check it out.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. It almost looks like more like skulls really are kind of placed on top of each other than an actual painting. But that's an actual painting right there.
Yep. Oh, the Screen Actors Guild. That's right.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
So, yeah, Nikki, what part of which scene from Wednesday stood out for you? Because like everybody's talking about so many different scenes, including the dance scene, the cello playing scene. Let's see, the opening where she really saw the piranhas in the pool.
I like that one. Probably Piranha or the Pool. Yeah, I haven't actually seen it yet, so I've just seen clips because it hasn't actually been shown out here in Australia. So,
Oh, I see.
It's probably what
Yeah.
I would consider probably like the most gruesome scene that we've ever seen in anything involving the Addams family. I can't think of any other scene that can top it.
Oh yeah, this definitely is the darkest work relating to the Addams family.
Yeah.
No doubt, no
Oh.
doubt. Yeah,
wait for
I
it
mean
to
that's
come
what
out.
happens. That's what happens when Tim Burton directs some of the episodes. I mean,
Yeah.
Disney has learned that. Warner Brothers learned that.
Yep.
Yeah. But it works. Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
yeah. And
What about fishing with grenades?
I think they
oh,
can have
yeah, exactly. And also that is incredibly illegal.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
very
bad.
illegal.
Yeah, because
Please don't do that at home.
yeah, because I don't know how it works in like most countries out there, but we Americans, civilians are not allowed to have grenades.
Don, I think from what I've heard, I think it's just about illegal everywhere. I don't think it matters where you are. I think it's just about illegal everywhere. Unless,
Yeah, I would-
Yeah.
I would actually hope so because oh god, I don't even want to picture people having grenades here. I don't even want to picture that.
I gotta bring up another funny reference. Unless you have thinking grenades like Peter Griffin did.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he's dead! What's happening? That might work.
Oh my god.
Don't have to do a few scenes for that one.
Yeah.
Hey, 10. Well, you know.
Because that's one way of fishing. Another one way of fishing is when I saw in the Simpsons movie recently when Homer is throwing in a piece of into the lake, shocking all the fish, and I'm like, please tell me nobody is stupid enough to do that in real life. Please tell
Then
me.
he started chewing on the fish and got
Oh,
electrocuted.
Google.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just pray every night. I'm just praying right now. Please tell me there's nobody that's stupid who is going to do that in real life.
If I saw that, I probably would be laughing. Lauren's said she's seen Lauren's seen the full show. That's awesome. Now Clark here says a shark just probably ate a grenade and blows up.
Yep, gave him the Jaws treatment, huh?
Oh, check this out though. Sarah said she's been electrofishing.
Okay, yeah. Well, there is a way of fishing like with electricity, but not like the way Homer does it. So yeah, don't do that.
There is a real thing called electrofishing.
Yeah, but it's a much safer way of doing that instead of throwing in a bug zapper like Homer did. Yeah, don't do that.
Well, how does it work with electrofishing? Like, what does it do?
Here, let's Sarah explain it. She's the expert on this. Because I just know a little bit about it, but I'm just sure she'll explain it better than I could.
It's all new stuff to me. I never knew that there was such a thing as called electrofishing.
Yeah, because I've been fishing like recently, like up in Wisconsin, caught bullhead catfish, but not electric fishing. No, I don't do spear fishing. I just prefer the old fashioned way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, see, Clark makes a good point. You gotta be 85% dumb and stupid and higher to do that.
Oh yeah, totally. Oh man, but Wednesday just made me excited. I'm thinking, please let them continue this show. 8 episodes is not enough because I binge watched that whole thing during the first 2 days it was out. So I urge you, Netflix, everybody who has worked on the show, please keep it going.
Yes, please, because I know there's more to it than what we've already seen.
Oh yeah, because there was another show that I was so upset that they would stop making. They had to stop making called "I Am Not Okay with This," and oh my god, such a great show. And I don't want them to that same thing to happen to Wednesday.
See, electrofishing is common for catch and release to keep track of species. We did it a lot in ecology class. I like this. The shark either blow up or had really bad.
Oh my god!
You section off a portion of the river and shock them unconscious.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it is. Oh.
Interesting.
Sorry, I'm just watching a video of someone.
No, you're fine. I was
wondering
what happened.
Actually got it.
Something fell off my table right here and knocked off my microphone, but it's all right now. I'm good.
Someone used a bug zapper to go fishing.
Oh, someone actually did try that in real life? Oh my god.
Well, someone's in that 85% dumbness mind right now. So there you go, Clark. There's a good example right there.
They probably watched the Simpsons movie and did that. And I'm just thinking, you think that just because you see it in a movie, then that means it's a good idea?
Please tell me that they'd shoot it.
Just say the clip only goes for 33 seconds.
Please tell me that they shoot it to the point where they're electrocuting themselves like Homer did.
It's likely. But so let's see. That next show is coming up right after this, right, Nick?
Yes, Greg is. So unfortunately, I mean, we're gonna have to wrap this up. I know we've been having a lot of fun here, but we do have to wrap things up, though.
Yes. I wish we could make a part 2 of this because I would love to continue to talk about this, but or continue on, or at least continue on with this for another hour. But
yeah, I know. Yeah. But unfortunately, again, not only with the show, and also you say what you need to say, Don, and then I'll say what I need to say.
Right. So Wednesday, if you guys haven't seen it, it's worth seeing. You know, it's just 8 episodes long. And if you love Addams Family, you've got to watch this show. Jenna Ortega, amazing, phenomenal job with this. Tim Burton did some masterful directing. And of course, I love the music scores provided by the amazing composer, Danny Elfman. He never fails to amaze me. So if you love the show, if you love Tim Burton, if you love his gothic way of making filmmaking, you got to see this show. It's worth getting that. Just that alone makes it worth getting Netflix for. That and Stranger Things.
We'll answer just one final question before we end. So Don, why don't you answer this one?
Okay. Oh, I was thinking since we have a little bit of summer left, I'm thinking Cocaine Bear.
And speaking of which, during that, since you brought that up, Brad messaged me during the show, and he sent me this, which is not surprising at all. Let me just zoom in on this quickly. He sent me this. Ah, damn it, the damn green screen. I gotta shut it off again. Oh, here you go. Okay. This is what he sent me.
Oh my god.
Cocaine sharks.
It was inevitable. It was inevitable. Oh, it was inevitable. People are going to rip off Cocaine Bear because that became a huge unexpected phenomenon like in the entertainment world, and now people are going to start ripping it off just like they always rip off Jaws. Now they're ripping off Cocaine Bear.
Well, did you know, well, Don, I know you know this already. Did you know, Nikki, that Shark Week they actually did a special called Cocaine Sharks? They wanted to know. I haven't watched it yet. I got it recorded, but they were actually wondering if cocaine could actually cause sharks to go rogue.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck at trying to experiment with that. Hopefully you'll be able to make bail.
I'll get back to when I watch it. I'll get back to you guys on that. Don, you guys should watch it too.
Yeah, it's like whoever tries to experiment with that, it's like, yeah, hopefully you'll be able to make your bail.
Yeah,
because I mean, come on. Cocaine, really? Come on.
Yeah, really. Very quickly, just before we get off, just want to make the announcements for the other shows because I know we got to get off in another minute. So tomorrow, oh God, Lauren.
Hang on.
I thought so that for you, Nikki. What's up, Jen? Unfortunately, we're just about to end things.
Coming on.
So for tomorrow, for Nick Files, we're gonna take a break from what I was doing with Wildwood Sanitarium. We'll focus. We'll do a part 2 of part 3 of it next week, because this week's episode of Nick Files is, I've been starting to call them precursor episodes, because they are locations I'm going to be presenting prior to an investigation that's coming up. And I'm now not only doing this for myself and other investigators, but I'm doing it for, involved, but also other groups. So like, Nikki, if you had a place that you guys were going to investigate, if you guys requested for me to do a slideshow on it, I do it. So yeah, it's a precursor episode where we're going to be focusing on the Holy Cross Abbey, which is located in Canyon City, Colorado. And that is a location I'm actually going to be going next week, which I am super excited about. It's going to be one of my farthest and longest paranormal trips yet, because out west, that is. Last year was out east at Wildwood in New York. This year it's going to be out west. So I'm really excited about it. I mean, the days, I'm just waiting for this time to like hurry up, because I'm ready to get out with everybody. So yeah, it's called the Holy Cross Abbey in Canyon City. And for To the Grave and Back this Thursday, I'm not sure what we're going to be talking about, but with me and Lois and Grizzly, not sure what we're going to be talking about, but I think we'll come up with something that's we'll have a subject. And for later that Thursday on Supernatural Talk, I think it's just going to be another open mic chat. I don't think we have any guests coming on. And then I believe finally for Friday on the Frighteners, I think we might be having a guest on. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. I'll have to check out. I'll have to check with Lois on that. But that's what we got coming up. So, and Don, obviously, you probably should make your announcement quickly about when you're going to do your next FearFans episode.
Okay, so FearFans is not going to be next week, because Nick won't be here. Won't be available to do the show with us. And he's one of the few people that I know on here on the network who have seen Cocaine Bear. So I want to get as much help as I possibly can if I am going to cover that movie. So not this next week, but the following week, FearFans will be back, and we will cover Cocaine Bear.
And this once again goes back, because even though I will be home on Tuesday is going to be packing day. And this is one of those trips where, put it this way, it's not just me bringing like a few items. I have to pack a lot of stuff. So unfortunately, I haven't seen that yet.
I have it. A little hilarious.
Yeah. So unfortunately, once I get home from work, I got to start packing, because we're leaving early in the morning to go to Colorado, because getting out to where we're going in Colorado, it's about a good 18.5-hour drive. So I got to get everything together, equipment, other stuff as quickly as possible, and then also try to get to sleep early, because it's going to be a long day the next day. So that's why, unfortunately, as much as I want to do FearFans, unfortunately, I just don't have the time to do so.
I got you, Nick.
All right. Thank you, Don. And I really appreciate your understanding for it.
Oh, good.
No problem. So yeah, that'll be it for this episode of the FearFans. Hit that link. So hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Have a good night, everybody.
Take care.
Guys.